Hi Aaron, my name is Benjamin Collins. I need a skate support video for Heelflip. I am from Delaware. I am from Frankfort, Delaware, and I could do an ollie and half of a shove it, and I could do my backside 180 and a front side. All right, I'm gonna show you my ollie. Sorry, I messed up. Again. That was a mess up. There you go. What that my heel flip looks like. See? Thanks for helping us die.
Alright, let's help you out with these heel flips. So first we'll look at the slow-mo and then we will address everything in the most detailed way possible. So you do get the pop and then you start the flick and then both your feet kind of just go straight back to the ground, and that is a problem. And alright, so you start this, also get the pop. That one's a little better. Your back foot comes up a little bit and your flick is way better than the previous attempt, but also your feet just go straight back down to the ground. So yeah. Alright, well first off, I would have liked to see your other tricks. You did say you could do the front side 180, back side 180, pop shove, front shove, and yeah, you said you could do those, but I wish you could have shown me just to see how good you are at doing them. From what I could tell with your ollie, I would recommend that you go back and learn your ollie a little bit better. And at the end of this heel flip portion of this skateboard, I am actually going to help you with a couple tips of how to improve your ollie as well, and I think that'll help you in the long run. But with your heel flip, there is kind of a lot of stuff going on, and I think I'm just going to take you through a super detailed explanation right from the very beginning. So first off, here's your foot position. So your back foot should be pretty much in the same place as you do your ollie, and then your front foot should be right under the bolts, and your toes should be hanging off the board a little bit. I know it might sound a little weird, but if you look to what Aaron is doing right here, he does have his toes a little bit off the board, and that is going to help a lot. So what you do is you drag your foot off the skateboard as if you're doing like a front karate kick almost. And then it's going to be your heel and kind of like the side of your foot that is going to be making contact with the board, and that's what's going to cause it to do the heel flip. So it's going to be a little interesting, and you do have the flip good on some of the attempts, but I do think it's going to be something you have to work on a lot. So the big thing you have to focus on is that kick really hard, and then you have to keep your legs bent and in the air. I see your problem is that as soon as you pop, your back foot, like, it wants to go up. I can see it starting to think about lifting up, and then it just goes straight to the ground. And then your flick, when you flick the skateboard, it goes forward and then it thinks about going up, but then it's like, no, I have to go back on the ground. So it goes straight back to the ground. And that could be, I think actually is the biggest problem you're having, is just commitment. And what you're doing is, instead of popping really hard, getting a good flick and letting the board do that flick in the air, what you're doing is you're starting to pop and then you're putting your foot straight to the ground, and then you're starting to flick and you're putting your foot straight to the ground, and then that motion is impeding your board's ability to actually do the heel flip, and then it's kind of stopping it midair and then just going down upside down, not doing the full rotation. So what I think you need to do is tackle a couple of practice steps. So make sure you get your foot position down like I told you. and then just first practice getting a good pop. Just over and over, just have your board just normally on the ground, and then just practice snapping your board like an ollie. Just pop, pop, pop. And I think in this tutorial, the stock footage behind me is going to show that pretty soon. And then I want you to just practice with your board up as if you're popping it. I just want you to practice making that contact with your board as if you're doing the flick. Just practice over and over, dragging your foot over that board. And I want you just to get used to that feeling. And I know it's going to sound kind of funny and also look funnier when you're doing this, but I actually just learned a new flip trick the other day, and every single time I would take a break and I would practice that and just like learn what it felt like to move my foot over that board and get that flick like feeling down. Every time after that I would get so close, and then I would just have to keep mentally thinking with how that motion worked and try to replicate it every single time. So once you do that, you basically just have to put both steps together. And then like I said earlier, the big step you want to focus on is that you keep your legs and knees bent. And you got, as soon as you pop and you flick, it's a timing thing. You need to keep your legs in the air long enough for the board to do the flick, full rotation, and then as you see that the board is done doing its flick, then you can put your legs down. And I know if you're learning how to do a new trick, it is always going to be scary those first couple times, but I guarantee you once you start bending your knees and just getting a feel for how long it takes your board to do that flick and that heel flip, you're going to be able to do it and start getting comfortable with it. So I know that is absolutely a lot to take in, but heel flips are not an easy trick. So I think you just need to like take it back a step, make sure you learn your ollies really well and get all of your prerequisite tricks, the front side 180, back side 180, front shove and regular shove it, and then tackle those heel flips. But now I'm going to help you out with your ollie. Okay, so real quick, let's look at this slow-mo. So you bend down, you start to do that pop, and then look at that front foot. It goes to the top as if you want to slide, but it doesn't really make the contact that you need to drag your board up. So if you look here, this is actually extremely slower than I thought. But Doug does that pop. And then as soon as he does that pop, you can see his foot sliding up. But if you look a little closely, as soon as it hits that nose, he starts like literally dragging it up with his foot. And that contact right there is what makes your ollies go higher. So as soon as you start making that contact, then you have to start bending your back leg as well. And that's how you get the super high leveled out ollie that you're seeing Doug Destells do right here. So this isn't an ollie skate sport obviously, but I would just recommend you go out there and practice your ollies a lot and make sure you're really comfortable riding around on your board, and then get your front side 180s, back side 180s and all that stuff. But the ollie is the most important trick in skateboarding. If you can't do an ollie, every other trick following that is going to be extremely difficult to learn. So make sure you get that good slide with your foot, practice that slide, and then bend your knees and let the board take flight and do that high ollie. All right, good luck.
Definitely check out Skateboarding Made Simple. It's available on all these platforms, iBooks, BrailleSkateboarding.com, and Google Play. It's the most comprehensive video we've ever made, and it teaches skateboarding better than anything else out there. You won't be disappointed.